All right, everybody, we are about to sit down and watch the crafting and building segment of the Dune Awakening live stream that happened a few days ago. I think it was last week. So, Dune Awakening is a survival game at its core, but it's a crafting survival game more than anything else. There's a lot of stuff going on in Dune Awakening. There's the RPG component, there's the combat section, but there's also the survival. Um, and crafting. Sorry, my sandwich just got delivered, so let me put this down. Um, and also, Blanca, that's not for you, honey. That's Daddy's. I know you think it's for you. Come here. That's not for you. That's my sandwich. Um, so the crafting aspect of this game is going to be big. If you've never played Conan Exiles, one of the things with Conan Exiles is it has a massive crafting community who have sprung up around the building of all these different buildings. Thank you. Um, And this game has already started to do that. There's already people building crazy things. Not only does this game feature a really robust building system that's all about the survival aspect, gathering components, refining them down, but also there's a blueprint system where you can actually look at a structure, scan it, take a blueprint of that, and then use that blueprint to just replicate that somewhere else, which is one of the ways that well, I'll let them talk about it more in greater detail because there's a strategy to that when it comes to guilds building bases for conquest in the deep desert for the people who are going to be participating in the PvP. For those of you who are just like me, who are just going to be building your own little settlements and your own homes and stuff, that's what I love about the crafting systems. Excuse me, so far. Now, this is a bit of a watch through. It's about 45 minutes long. It looks like 48 minutes. So we're going to be strapped in for the next 45 minutes watching this. And then at the end of this, we're going to do another giveaway for beta keys to the open beta. I guess it's not an open beta, it's just a beta weekend that's happening this weekend, the 9th through the 12th. And I have some more keys to give away. We gave away some keys yesterday during the live stream, or at the end of the live stream. Three of the four questions I asked were answered correctly. The fourth question, no one got the answer to, and a lot of people asked me about it and sent me ideas that were wrong. So the question that didn't get answered, and then we're going to go into the live stream, and I'm going to work on eating my breakfast, was um, when it was straight for the book. I asked the question, what was one of the tools that Duke Leto employed or used to conquer Arrakis once he took control over from the Harkonnen? And I got lots of answers from like, is it desert power? Was it the mercenaries? No, the answer I was looking for was propaganda. Propaganda was one of the tools that Duke Leto talks a lot about when he's discussing things with his advisors and everything else. And what's really interesting is the book goes into this in greater detail beyond anything the movies or the shows have ever shown, because it shows that Duke Leto is a ruthless ruler when he needs to be. He does have a fatherly side, but when it comes to being a ruler, he understands the power of all the tools at his disposal. And they talk about how propaganda is one of the most powerful tools at their disposal when taking over Arrakis, because they're using that to convince the people that they're the right people for the job, convince the populace that they are the right people to be ruling Arrakis. Because remember, Arrakis is filled with people who don't want to be ruled. They want to be free, but they aren't free. They're a vessel of the empire. So propaganda was the answer. So we're going to watch this live stream on crafting and building, and then at the end of this, we're going to do another giveaway for some more keys to the beta weekend. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this off.
Welcome back. I have now two very exciting guests with me to talk about the building and actually quite a few things that we've seen in the video a little bit in more detail. Welcome, you two. So on my side here, I have Leo Welter, who some of you might recognize we had on stream earlier with Joel in one of our segments. Would you like to introduce yourself quickly?
Yes, I'm Leo. I'm a lead game designer on Dune Awakening, and I'm responsible for building and social systems.
Yes, and then we have a new face on the stream on the side there, Tor Egil Andersen, also known as Mr. Legendary Tor Egil for some on the Discord, because he's actually the one who does all the magic for when you see buildings in like marketing material, in videos or on screenshots. That's basically the person who makes them. He's absolutely amazing when it comes to building. So it's definitely a good person to talk to us about building today. Welcome. Do you want to introduce yourself quickly?
Sure, thank you. I'm Tor Egil. I've been with Funcom since 2011, and I'm the senior content manager on the marketing team. So usually when you see something built or you see videos or images, I'm usually involved in some way.
Absolutely. Like I said, magic. So when we talk building system, we should probably also talk about what is the goal with the building system and kind of how does it differ from, let's say, Conan Exiles, for example. Leo.
Yeah, so for the building system, two things we really wanted to emphasize is that on one hand, we want to retain the freedom that you had in Conan Exiles, right? So you can build quite a lot without restriction, but on the other hand, we also wanted to make sure that building worked on another level of persistence that we have in Dune Awakening, right? So some restrictions were necessary there. So we wanted to make sure that those two things worked hand in hand.
I wanted to jump in here real quick because one of the things that they're doing here that's a little different than Conan Exiles is Conan Exiles, you can actually set up private servers and you can play with your friends on private servers, and you're not going to be able to do that at the moment. I don't believe that's part of the plans for Dune Awakening. So it's going to be more about working within the server structure they have, because this is an online persistent world, so they have to do things a little bit differently than they did in Conan Exiles, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because you have a seamless world and it's very heavy on your system as well otherwise. I think when it comes to quality of life improvements, is there anything that you feel we learned from Conan Exiles that goes into Dune Awakening?
So the building system in Conan Exiles evolved through many, many years, and that also taught us much for Dune Awakening. So I felt we've taken those learnings and put them in here, and so it's a bit of an evolvement of the Conan Exiles building system, but it's also it allows us to basically take those learnings, but also expand the system with especially more unique building pieces, more unique styles, and make it flow easily as you build. So now Conan Exiles is unique in that it has through 8 years been adding dozens of building sets. So we're not there yet on Dune Awakening, obviously, but we have 4 at launch, and we're going to keep adding as we go on.
And of course, one of the differences that was mentioned is the land claim and the sub-fief basically that you place down. I think we should just jump into the game and actually show what that looks like.
So we're basically going to build a base together with the
okay, now we see it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so we have 2 ground cars out here, and we're looking for a spot to build our base.
Yeah, and then we see Camille waving for us.
Yeah. So the way we start with that is we find a good spot, and then we start by placing our sub-fief console, which is how we claim a piece of land.
One thing to keep in mind there is that you see these outlines, and you can see where there's red, there is a point of interest, NPC camp, something like that, so you cannot build there. But the other places you can build. So we're going to place this. At the moment, I have the starting sub-fief console, which is basically just in Haga Basin South. You want to talk about the differences, Leo?
Yep. So later on in progression, you'll unlock the advanced sub-fief console, which can claim a larger piece of land, which is the one you can see here. And that one can also be expanded to an even greater area. Or it can be expanded vertically as well, if you want to do that. All right, so now that we have the sub-fief console here, what you can do is
I've actually got a building guide
here
for new players up on the channel from the beta preview event for those who want to dive into building your first base a little bit more.
You can elevate them to co-owner level of permission, and they'll give them increased rights to perform various activities on the base. Now, this is the base management screen, as we call it, and here you can see details such as the name of the base up in the left corner, which can be changed as well. You can see that there, set it to whatever name you like, and then you can choose if it's your respawn location or not. You see some stats about the base there, the area and the number of objects of various categories against the current cap. And the cap that you see there is also expanded when you expand the base. And then you have some shield status information as well there. And the base shields, once they're up, they will protect your base against storm damage.
Yeah, this is crucial in Dune though, to have your shields active. Otherwise your base will start deteriorating.
Also, we see a tax area there as well, of course, for the taxes.
Yeah, so the advanced sub-thief console is taxed on a cycle. And if you don't end up paying that, then you'll lose your shield privileges, which will mean that the base will start taking damage.
It's like the
that's
base,
sort of a maintenance cost for it.
Right, and also like the base sub-thief is not taxed.
No, the first sub-thief is not taxed, so only when you progress further into the game.
Right now I'm claiming more land, which is something you can do with the advanced sub-thief console. So I'm gonna claim this land, and as we play, Camille is also gonna claim some more. You can keep advancing, expanding your base until you have 6 land claims. So it's quite a big area.
Yeah.
It's not infinite, obviously, but it's still quite big.
Yeah, you have the staking unit working over there, right? And the more segments you've claimed, the longer this will take, right? And if this was a PvP area, this is a process that can be fought over, right?
Yeah, you see you have a countdown here. And Camille has started to build here, so we can build our base together. That's a good thing in
Yes, so he gave her permissions, and so she's able to build while he's over here talking about things
I think
and
it's also
placing
important to mention
down
that you can claim not just
additional land
vertically,
claims.
but also horizontally, right?
Yeah, you can expand in either dimension, right? So you can.
And that's a very good point, because you can keep on building high. Like you can build super cool bases on top of these peaks, find a nice elevated place, and just build a cool base. And
you can incorporate the natural environment.
Yes.
It's really
later.
cool.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you don't have to expand horizontally if you don't want to. You could expand vertically and get what you need in terms of caps from that as well.
Yeah, and here Camille has placed some projections, so we can fill these. So you can just design your base and let others help construct it.
Yeah, those projections are also useful for planning out your design if you don't have enough resources available.
If you ever played Grounded,
also
Grounded does
like
this the same way
put
with the
out
multiplayer
foundations
aspect
first
of the
here
game.
to kind of have some stability going.
Yeah, that's where the stability comes from, the foundations, and from that point you can expand further with walls and other structures.
So an important thing your base is going to need is power, as we talked about, to power the shields. So I'm going to place a generator here. Now you can't get power from nothing. You have to have fuel for it. But we have a bit here. So I'm going to add the fuel.
Also, I just want to mention that we're actually cheating here a little bit. So we have dehydration off, and we also don't have sunstroke.
No.
So just so you know, just so makes it easier for us to actually show all the things that we want.
Yeah,
to
so
focus
my
on
guide
building.
actually
Yes,
showcases
exactly.
the
And here you can see the
sunstroke
shields
aspect
are now
while you're
active.
building the home. You do have to pay attention
You
to
can see it on the
dehydration
generator there
and sun
the,
if you're
on
building
the
during the
sub-thief
day.
console effect that you have underneath there.
So they have
and
that
you
turned
can
off in
move
this video.
things you placed. You can't move building pieces, but you can move your placeables. And you can also easily, you can see here on my right side, I can control what I want to do. Piece picker, repair, move, demolish, or build. And this is very, very handy, and you can just, on a mouse and keyboard, you can just swap between it with a right click. So with piece picker, you can
So that
easily
sub-thief
pick
console
the
thing that he
piece you
just
want.
moved originally when you place it down,
Now
it
you
goes
have
in the
it selected.
center of
Yeah,
the
that's how we
land that
allow
you've
you to do
claimed.
most
Once you've
building
claimed the
related
land, you can then
activities just
move
with
that.
the
So what a
use
lot of
of
people
one
do is
tool.
they'll build like a storage
And
room or
demolish
something,
the
and then they'll
moment
move that
you,
sub-peep console back
uh,
in the storage room where
remove
it's
a
not
piece,
visible
you
because
get
it's just this
full
weird
refund on
holograph
the
thing.
resources.
Which I personally love.
Yeah.
Because it just makes it like so you don't make mistakes and you get like punished for it, or like if
It's
you don't
not a
like
disaster
something.
if
I
you
love
make a
that.
mistake,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because you
And
get
also
your
we've
resources
now
back.
put down some storage chests, as you can see, which is very cool as well because you can actually craft but also build straight out of those.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Storage
Yes, if you
chests.
have storage
Yes,
chests,
it will
And-
your
automatically
resources go in,
take
and then it pulls
the
directly
resources
out of
you
those
have.
Yeah,
boxes to
as
craft.
long, of course, as you do have those resources collected, as you have them available. And talking about that, we have Camille, who is now also going out to harvest some resources for us. We actually have enough to build and show some more things.
There's also inner faces and outer faces
He's
on all
the
the
way
structures, so you can
to
flip them
collect
around.
some granite.
And here you can see another building set being used as well.
Yeah. I started dipping into the Chom foundation here. So at the moment we have the starter building set is the Chom shelter.
Okay, and now we are actually switching over to Camille.
Yeah.
Yes. So we actually do see him
Now, when you start off, you are not going to have this harvesting
driving
vehicle.
the
You're going to be on
mining
foot,
buggy.
and you're going to have a cutter tool in your
Yes.
hand.
So let's see what we
Then
find.
you'll get a sand bike, what you still have to dismount
Yes,
to
you can see he has
harvest.
a mining turret on top there.
But when you get
Yeah.
this vehicle,
So
you have a mining
this is a more
turret.
advanced version of mining, right? So you can drive around. You're looking for some resource node or some wreck that you want to mine from. And once you find something you like
nope,
this
here's some nodes right here. I think this is
node
iron.
here, you can just jump into the turret and mine it for some resources. And this is a lot more effective than doing it on foot.
He's doing it on his own now, but of course you can do it with a friend, so one
Yeah.
can drive and the other one can use it.
Multiplayer.
For sure.
So if you have
That's way
friends,
faster.
one person
It's
driving,
missing a
one
bit
person
there.
harvesting.
You need to back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is cool if you have one driver and one miner.
yeah, it's
So
easier
it's-
than
yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So that makes it a bit easier. But
There we
it
go.
is, it's possible with just one
efficient.
person.
Yes, it's more efficient. You get more material that way as well.
Yeah.
So you mine some carbon here.
Oh, that was carbon. Okay.
All right. Now, are we heading back or looking for more resources? See what we find.
So he's driving in Jabal Afrit now, which is above the rift. So you can see there's a lot of elevation here. This is a cool place to build tall buildings. Or
Also, a really
like
cool place to
building
fly
buildings,
Hornopters.
bases hanging out over ledges, for example, can be very fun.
Yeah, you can build up on those spires if you want to, and
Yeah, I think we can go back and do some more building.
Yes, okay, so we were talking about the different building sets. Right now we're showing off the Chom sets. As I said, you start with this one, Chom Shelter. The next one here is Chom Facility. These you can learn with just progressing basically. But in addition you have Atreides and Harkener building pieces. And for these you gotta align with
Yeah, you
one
gotta
of
do
the
a
factions.
faction quests. And you can't
Yeah,
do
so you
both, so you
progress
have to
from one
choose
to
whether
the
you're gonna
other, and
align with the
then
Atreides or the
you can pick
Harkonnen.
one of the factions. That's,
If I'm not
depending
mistaken,
on
I
which
think the
faction you align
pre-order
to.
comes
So we're
with,
gonna
like
show
the
much
Ultimate
more
Edition
of,
pre-order comes with like a
Harkonnen
whole
and,
decoration set as well, for
and
those of you who are
Atreides.
really
Later
into
I
the
have
crafting.
ready-made bases to show from that. As you can, yeah, so Arna didn't get the angle right, so then you just demolish and you just build again. There you go. And in Dune Awakening, it's just, you can see we've added more and more, expanded from Conan Exiles, so there are basically building pieces for every slot. If you have a hole in your building, there is a piece for it.
So you actually expanded on the type
Yes.
of pieces that you can have while building.
Yeah, there are quite a lot
for
of piece
Conan Exiles.
varieties.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I quite like, for example, the half height. So you have half height walls, This will work well with the roofs because some of them are not just flat; they build up, a 1/2 height. So you can see here. Let's see. One more.
He's trying to get the
There.
placement just
There
right.
you go.
So you have basically a piece for every slot.
And then he's connecting
You may
the
also
corner
note
piece.
that if you're familiar with Excel's building, that the building pieces here are quite a bit bigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
That really helps with repetition.
By the way,
if you're building a base and you feel that the pieces just keep repeating and it becomes a bit boring,
There are
with
a
the bigger
lot of
pieces, you get
pieces.
less
So
of
for
that.
the people who enjoy
it's more
crafting,
visually
this is a
interesting.
super
and
in-depth
also
system.
helps when you're
It's going to be
building a
very
huge
overwhelming
base
for new
because you want to
players because
accommodate
there are a
the
lot of
vehicles
pieces. You
that
can
we see there.
Now
or
it is a progression.
even bigger vehicles.
So when you
that
start
we
off,
have.
you're only going to get like 10 or 15 pieces you can build
So
with.
now I'm just
It's kind of like No
mixing
Man's
and
Sky in that
matching a
regard.
little
So
bit
you'll
here.
just start building up more and more and
So
more
here
and
you
more
can see
pieces that
the
you can start
second
to
tier
combine.
has different colors. The Harkener and Atreides building set are very different. They have very different colors and looks, and they have their own unique pieces. Chom here has some unique pieces as well. For example, like these ones, you can build these open areas, so you can basically build sort of little
Like an alcove.
verandas, I would say. I built it just inside here now, but the Harkonnen and Atreides have even more unique pieces. So we're going to look at them later also, but especially things like the gates are massive and iconic. So the Atreides gate, for example, has a huge hawk on it, while the Harkonnen one has a big face. So we're going to show them in bases later.
Yeah. The higher end pieces or the higher end sets also have quite a bit more pieces than the
Yes.
lower end sets.
Here you can see the Harkonnen walls, for example. We can just place one here now, just to take a quick
There's
look.
a wall in Camille there.
Yes.
It's quite a different style.
You see the style
Yes.
is completely
very different, yeah.
Yeah.
and unique, right? Because this structure here will allow tons of creativity. Because you can make all sorts of shapes. You can put these on tops of your bases or on the bottom. And we'll see a lot of that in that the players have built
Yes, I
also
was just
later.
about to mention that.
Yeah.
We'll actually see that later on when we do show some buildings that our beta testers have built in the beta.
Yeah, some people have
so
already
once
done
you
some
have your
crazy
build, of
building
course,
stuff.
You start
It's very
to
impressive.
also add machinery, right?
This is
to
where I will
really
end up spending a
establish
lot
your
of my
base.
time once I get past the main
so
story.
there's lots to choose from here. For example, we have shown a little bit of power generation. We can place a wind turbine here. So this will allow us to get more power.
Yeah, it's the next level of progression from the generator that you saw. Generates a bit more efficient.
And here you can see there are different tiers, right? As you progress in the game, you will unlock these, and
They get big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, they get really big. This is something really helpful in the game. This wind trap, it will help gather water for you. So it will automate survival a little bit. You don't have to go out hunt for so much water. You will be able to find it in your base, and it will fill cisterns that you can place.
Cisterns are also important.
Yeah.
Also
Again,
for
it's
water.
a bit more convenient to deal with the water
Yeah.
pressure as you go along.
Of course, it gets more complicated as well because you have to make sure you have more power, you have enough power,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
that they're all on the right circuit and all that. So
Yeah.
the bigger
Yeah,
you build,
circuits and
the
stuff, it gets
more
pretty
kind of,
complex.
management is
Yeah.
also asked of you.
Right, there you have a fabricator. So this is the first one you'll
3D
get access
printer.
to, and this one can be used to fabricate basic equipment from different categories. So let's see how that looks.
Yeah, so we can just start making making a pistol, for example, and you can see it actually. You see it forming as
Yeah.
it crafts.
I also have a beginner's guide to crafting up
So,
on the
and
channel
of
in the
course you will
playlist from
be
the
able to
beta preview event we did in
advance
April.
with different kinds of
So for those of you
fabricators
who want to know more, you can check
for
out the
different
playlist.
purposes. The biggest
Descriptions
one
down
is
below.
the huge vehicle fabricator here.
Yeah.
I have one in a big base we're going to look at later, but they're hard to place. So you need a lot of room
Yeah, so this first one can be used to craft from many different categories, right? But as you go deeper into the technology, then you'll branch out and build more specific fabricators. For example, this one specialized for garments, and then you have other ones for weapons or vehicles, as you saw.
And as you craft, you're going to need more and more resources. So there are refineries, and for example, here we have spice refineries. Place one of them. The biggest one of them is gigantic. So you see
Now you ran out of power.
I went over my power limit, so now we need more power generation. So these are things.
Cool
you gotta
effect.
keep in
Everything
mind
just
as you
shut
build.
down because he maxed out and now
as
he
you
no longer has the
expand.
power.
You see that information on the self-thief as well. You can actually
Yes.
check how much power is needed and
Yeah.
You can always go in here and see how you're doing. And you can refuel all your generators from here. So if you have a huge base, lots of land claimed, you have wind turbines all over the place, you can refuel them from this one.
very
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah.
Another thing that I love too is the fact that, I think I briefly mentioned it earlier as well, that you can craft from those storages that you have directly. Another thing I really love though is the fact that you can actually move those chests without having to empty them first,
Yeah.
which is something that I really appreciate.
That makes it a lot more
personally.
convenient if you want
Yeah.
to rearrange your base. You don't
Yes,
have to
exactly.
move items out of your
Yeah,
chest
this is
before
an
you move.
aspect of the
little
game where I
quality of
feel like
life
not
thing
enough
that
people
makes
have
it
gotten
huge
excited about this
difference,
yet
yeah,
because they're just looking at
absolutely.
Dune as like, oh,
So place the
wait, it's a
next,
PvP
tier
game.
wind
What?
turbine.
And it's not.
Um,
Oh, it's a
as you-
survival
As long
game.
as you have a
Yes,
shielded
but
base,
also
all your
An RPG and
placeables, your
also
decorations, all
a
your
massive base building game.
utilities,
So
they
for
are
the people
also
who
shielded.
love base
So
building and
even if they are on
crafting,
the roof,
going
they
out there
have,
and going through the different
protection.
tiers of resources and collecting all this
You talked about
stuff
the
and
different
building these massive
building
structures.
sets, of course.
This-
you mentioned
this
factions
game,
and things that we have for
like,
right now. And
you got to look
I
at what they did in
understand
Conan
we will
Exiles
also
because that
have-
community is
after this, we
massive.
also have Twitch drops
And they've,
that
like you
will
said earlier,
be
they have
giving
8
you some
years
new
of
pieces. Not
base
really wanna
building
spoil
expertise
any more
and
details about
resources
that,
and
but,
materials and
there's
assets built up in that game.
opportunities for
I
people
can
to
say
Look at what they
really
already
like
have
listen to
available
the-
and
here.
they look
Very nice.
amazing,
This
don't
is
they?
the
Yeah,
base
okay.
game.
Which is a bit mean that we're saying that now without showing them, but they are actually
They're not
looking
far off,
very
though.
cool.
You know, they're
Very
gonna
cool.
come.
No, it's not that far off. That's true.
We'll see
that's
them
true.
soon, right?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. So
This is all the
I'm personally
decoration
very
stuff,
excited about that
furniture.
too, and it looks very cool. That set, that specific set.
In addition to building pieces, there's a lot of decorations, obviously. Right now, you can see decorations here from both Chom, Atreides, and Harkonnen. We're going to show bases with rooms decorated with these soon, so don't worry, you're going to see them all placed out. You can have wall decorations, carpets.
I love base building.
So,
It's
yeah,
literally,
there's
I could
lots
lose,
to look forward to.
and I have lost hundreds of hours of
You,
time in
and
like
just
Lord of the Rings
remember, the
Online,
pieces will keep on coming.
EverQuest 2, Star Wars: Old Republic.
Yes.
Like when you give me the ability to have a
Alright.
home base,
And do we want
And
to
I could
talk a little
put
bit
cool shit in
about
it and-
copying bases?
Yeah,
It's
let's-
Yeah,
shrouded.
let's do that.
So in my inventory, I have a base copied already that I
a base copy.
built before, and it is here. So it's in this replicator. So here you can see.
This is the
a
blueprint
base
system I was
built.
talking about earlier.
And as long as you have this item and you have enough land claim, you can now place out the projection of this base.
Yeah, so the way this works is that you can craft one of those Solido replicators, and with that you can then copy a design of a previous base and place it somewhere else. Or you can sell it to someone or give
yeah,
it
we
to someone
actually
else.
yes, we actually
Whatever you
talked
wanna
about
do
that
with
as
it.
well in one of the later segments. Exactly, actually something.
Yeah, because you can
that's
sell
very-
So here
blueprints
can
to
see
other
me
players.
Placing the base I was just previewing. So first you gotta try and adjust it to find a spot, and once you place it, you can then confirm. So now it is placed. Now I cannot see it anymore, but the moment I build my building tool up, I put it here. Now I can see the outline
You
of this
see the
base,
outlines, yeah.
and I can start filling in the pieces. Now, even if I copied it and I placed it out, you still need to
Resources.
place out the building pieces. Like you don't get them for free, right? You have to craft your base.
Yeah.
And this base is basically, the idea of it is that it's a forward operating base that could be very handy for the deep desert because it has several places for shielded ornithopters and basically a core structure that has a lot of room for crafting machines and stuff like that.
We can actually show that because we have a video prepared for what it actually looks like once you have it completely built again.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll save you a lot of time
And
each
there
week.
it is.
Yeah. So this is what
And
they were
there
talking
it
about.
is.
Like
I mean,
guilds will build a base,
It's a great looking
for
base.
Eagle
copy
magic
that base
right
as a
there.
blueprint,
Yeah,
go into the
So it
deep
gives you an
desert.
opportunity to see
Every time
like
it clears, every week,
all the things that you can do. You have
place
like
a
those different
blueprint
doors
down.
here that you can actually
all the
just
guild members
fly
will
in or
contribute
drive through without having
resources,
to
quickly
open and
get the
close,
base
even though
built,
they're
and then
like
that
kind
guild
Yeah.
will be
You can't
ready
go
to
in there,
go
you
out
don't
and
have
explore the
permission,
deep
plant
desert,
the
get the
shields,
spice
exactly.
flows, and be ready
You
to
also see the
defend
big
their
wind traps on the
materials
side.
from attacks from
those are
other guilds.
actually-
That
Yeah,
relates
wind
to the
turbines.
end game
Wind
stuff.
turbines.
But the
Yeah.
blueprint system is
And
really
here-
cool.
so
And then
here's
as a
the
single
interesting part.
player, you can build
You
really
can
cool
build
structures and
creatively,
then
just
sell
for
those
beauty's
blueprints on the
sake, or you
market.
can build very, efficiently and just make a box. That's up to you. And here I've sort of combined it a bit.
Look at
I
the
made it,
ornithopters inside these
reasonably,
shielded bays.
concise, square-shaped to be easier to place out. And
Oh, it's
but
very
still,
cool, Gary. Yeah,
I've
yeah.
added a little bit of flourish here. You can see especially the Atreides pieces, the wings, which is a
Yeah.
unique Atreides feature here, and the gate you see there. But it's of course functional for the deep desert with the ornithopters.
Good
and you have
access
room for them.
points, yeah, exactly
Yeah.
on the roof, and also like they lend itself really well to like kind of mirror like buildings,
Yeah,
those specific
it does.
pieces, which is very
And
cool.
you see those
Yeah.
pentashields there, they fully protect you against the shields and protect against the storms.
Yes.
And they protect the vehicles against the storm
Yeah.
damage as well.
So just make sure you have enough power and you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can actually now switch again and check out some other faction buildings.
Yes.
Now, this is where they
So
built
right
into
now
the existing
we've moved
environment.
a little bit. I just got to get
So
out of the sun
cool
here
how
and
you
see the
can
worm is
build with the
prowling.
environment.
That's dangerous.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm close enough to land here.
you were
But yeah.
that's close to the sand, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So
It's risky.
yep.
So here I built a base with the two different chome sets. So we're gonna get a better look at it. I'm gonna fly up and stuff later, but you can see a little bit of an outline here. You can see some banners, things like that. Buggy entrance here, and pentashield protects it. So we're gonna head in.
A lot of machinery going
Little
on there as
garage
well.
space and
Refinery
machinery.
there.
Yeah, nice.
Little picnic table in the
Oh,
middle.
this
I like
place
it.
is dope.
And here we have a nice resting area.
So here we have chome decorations, which I really like. The walls here, the bed, and you can really, if you
How
like,
70s,
fucking
isn't it?
cool
a
is
little bit. Or
this?
is it? Yeah, 70s.
yeah, you could say
Yeah.
that.
Bit of a vibe.
Yeah. Quite like the bookshelves here. So you see, like, even if, okay, Dune Awakening is, it focuses on survival, you have to, beware the sandworm, the sandstorms, you can still do things like this. You can still be creative, you can still build if that's what you want to do. And here I'm playing around with elevation here inside, and you see that as we get outside also.
You gotta chill sometimes too.
Hear the
you know,
wind?
like
Yeah,
you gotta like
exactly.
enjoy your spiced tea and yeah.
Yes, and yes, because you can see there's lots of cutlery and cups and nice things, right? And you can just build this with your guild and have a nice time. It doesn't all have to be
That's
about
a blow or a worm.
maximizing profits and fighting.
Exactly.
Nice combination with the functional downstairs there and then the sitting area
The
above.
social areas. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I
Okay.
agree.
So I'm gonna head up so that we can get a bit better look at.
And also really
this
nice to
place.
see the verticality here as well, like how you can build, like also like nicely built into the mountainside here.
Yes, and we'll see that as I get into the thopter here. So.
By the way, you craft your own ornithopters.
Chome filter, we're just going to take off and take a little look at the base here. So here you can see the combination of the two chome sets.
By the way, this is
The more
dozens
sandy,
of
the more
hours
sandy
to
color for
build
the
something
basic
like
one, and then the
this.
white one
Yeah,
for the advanced.
and they kind of, I feel they really fit in.
And
with
lots
the
of
style them.
resources.
Making
And
use
again,
of the
you need
verticality
power
in
to
this,
keep the
Yeah.
shields
limited
running, to
space,
keep the
right?
sandstorms
Yes,
from
exactly.
destroying
And
your base.
because
So
this
it's a
is an
constant
obvious
management thing.
in Dune Awakening that
It's
you
not
may
just
not
about the
think
survival
like
of
you
your
cannot
character,
build
it's also
a
about the
base anywhere. If you
survival
build
of
it
your
out
bases. And
in the
so
sand,
it's a constant
it's gonna get
management
can,
thing. And if
but,
you ever
uh,
quit
Yeah.
playing,
You can.
that will
in
eventually
like
disappear
The
because
worm is
eventually
gonna
your
upgrade that,
shields
yes.
Yes.
will no longer have power
So
to them.
and up here, for example, I have a
So it's not permanent.
ornithopter, which is ornithopter, which is a little bit bigger than I have here. And yeah, so you can see you can build both functionally and, you know, if you want to play around with building beautiful things, you can do that. So
This
we
is
got
definitely
a
something
peek
I
at
would
this
like to
base here.
attempt
I
to
built a
build.
little veranda here.
Oh yeah,
actually,
Gary.
It's
This,
nice when you
this
see
like a
those.
I'm going to be
prudence
playing Dune
doors
Awakening in the
glowing there
background in
distance.
between
Yeah.
everything else,
And here
probably
you can
for the
see
next
these unique
at least next
chrome,
year.
pieces. For example,
Because
this here, so you can have a little
beyond the
seating area.
storyline,
The
this
one you
this
mentioned
stuff to
earlier.
me,
Oh, we see the
I'm
worm.
fascinated by it.
But we are
It is
safe in
close,
there.
though. Oh my God, it's very close.
He can't get up here, so everything is all right. All right, so I'm gonna head over to.
Worms
the
can
trading
destroy your
space.
bases, so you have to be careful of placement.
By the way, I'm in. I have the sunset die, the swatch for the Thopter.
Yeah, so he's got a cosmetic
this is part
skin.
of the pre-order reward. So now, yeah, we see the worm below us actually.
Yeah,
That's quite fun.
there's a worm.
A bit too
Safe up
close.
there. So some go, you're not safe in the air if you're too close. Just
Yeah, that's true. You're
we
not
mentioned that
safe
just
in
now,
the
like,
air because if you
yeah.
get too
If you
low,
into
they
the
can
beta,
come
you
up and
can
grab you.
test how close you can get with the ornithopter to the
Yeah.
zone before,
And
to the worm
if
before.
it completely destroys
So
your
our
vehicle.
Thopter here
So
has a couple of modules. It has a boost, so I can fly faster. The clue there is not to overheat. And I have a scanner. You can just scan a little bit and then reveals resources as you go. You can see the area is quite decent on this. So we're just flying towards the shield wall. I've built a big Atreides base up here.
Yeah.
No,
right now this
you cannot
is a
kill
trade
worms,
post this
Phantom.
in front of us. So this is an important location for players because you can find trainers here. You can trade. You can find contracts, all sorts of things.
It's a hub for activities in the region, right?
Yeah. On her right here, we
But the
have
worms
Amelia's
won't
Gap.
attack you unless you build a base on
and
the
on our
open
left we
sands. So
have,
if you choose to build a
Misopril and
base on the
Udam,
open sands,
and
that's
then
on
we
you.
have, the
Like he
shield
said a
wall up
minute
here.
ago,
So
he
now you
said,
can
I'm
actually
safe
see-
because
you
my
can see my
base
base
is
here
built
coming into view.
on top of the rock,
built
so the
a big
worms can't
Atreides
get to his
here.
base.
This
But
is,
if you build a base on the
taking-
sand,
this is
they
using
can get
all
destroyed by the
6
worms.
land claim areas. So this is basically, it's filling out, you can build a little bit bigger, but not a lot. So
This is another
and here
base.
you can really see the verticality. You see I built along the cliff here, and you can see the Atreides wings. So these jut out. You see the unique Atreides colors here.
That's great for that spot.
It's a nice spot, and it gives you a view of the whole, almost the whole map, right?
A new
So-
really great vantage point. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna settle down here. So just a quick look at, here you can see the Atreides pieces as they have been used, and these are
Really big.
unique.
They're
And
very
they have
big
unique
too.
walls, these wings, everything is unique here. So in the base here, for example, here I have the biggest vehicle fabricator right here. So it's a huge platform.
Some water storage there as well, I see.
Yeah.
Large water tanks.
And here the Atreides assault ornithopter with rocket pods there. So, and yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna show you a little bit around this base. Actually, I want to show the front of it a little bit to show off the gate, because the Atreides gate I really love. I just want to take a quick look at it here from this side as well, because the hawk of the Atreides gate is really, it's both creative and sort of majestic. How cool here, so you can see.
Well, I prefer the Harkener.
Yeah, we're gonna
The
show
toss
you
is a
our
Harkener.
base soon also.
No.
But I've been
Gary says this is
promising
as
you
close to a
some,
Trimmers game as we'll ever get.
decorations, so
A
we're
little
gonna
bit,
take
yeah.
a look at them. So
You
I'm just
still
gonna-
see the combination of the functional there as well with the
Yes.
the wind traps and the turbines.
And you can see the creativity here too, or
Yeah.
like the eye for building as well, because some people might just stack them next to each other somewhere down in the basement.
Yeah.
And here we have like Well, obviously not the.
You're lucky Tor Egil here isn't in the competition, right? That would be
Well,
tough.
there's some pretty good.
There you go. We could
contestants
do
there.
that. Yeah, we could do that for the future though. Like meet for
Maybe.
Eagle.
That'd be something.
So here
Oh,
I've
this is
decorated an Atreides room. It's using
Look at that
both
tapestry.
Atreides, decorations and the
Or
Caliban
motif. I
Palace
don't know
set.
if that's like a
Right, it's
motif
the
up
one
on
that
the
you get
wall.
when you pre-order.
Yes, you get
Yeah,
it in
this
the
is the
Ultimate Edition.
set you get when you pre-order the
So
Ultimate Edition.
actually here I have the Terrarium
And the
Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib as
You can see him in
well.
there.
And
There
this
he
is
is.
trim. These are all pre-order. They're
And
showing off some of
yeah,
the decoration
Caliban
sets from
Palace
the
set
pre-orders.
is big. It has both building pieces and these decorations, so I can show you some unique things from it. For example, it has these unique wood panels that you can put on your walls. It has, yeah, you can see a portrait here. I think this is Paul's grandfather, Leto.
Hmm.
Leader
Um,
the first, was it?
And yes. So you can see these are part of the Caliban Palace set, these nice furniture, and even some roof pieces, this roof piece, this roof piece, and these doors. So it's a fully functional, can build fully functional rooms with it. But and these holograms, you can see the decorations here. You can
I
basically
love the
go
book
pretty
nook right
crazy.
there.
You can put together all sorts of things: bookcases, banners, holograms, glow globes, and up here
I
we
love
have
that.
a unique piece which is like a fresco.
Fresco,
Um,
that's the word. I love that.
Players will be able to get access to this
Eventually.
eventually.
Yes.
Eventually.
Yes.
That's a great looking piece, though.
It is
It
though. That
is,
mural is
yeah.
fantastic. It's really beautiful. It's really big too though. It's huge. Yeah. Yeah, this is
So-
amazing. I think we should maybe move over to a Harkonnen base now as well.
She really wants
Yeah,
to
let's
see
do
the
that.
Harkonnen
Because
stuff.
let's go Harkonnen. No.
Yes, I
So
built,
that's to see the contrast as
yes,
well.
it's a
like,
That's the good
contrast.
side, right?
that's the right side.
It's
Yeah.
a good sign.
All right. Cool. We're
There
at
we
the
go.
Harkonnen base now.
Cool. Now we have Camille outside the Harkonnen base. Yes, so he's just going to start off a little bit of interior here. So I built some nice rooms. There's the biggest spice refinery, by the way, on the right there. It's huge.
You need space for that one.
Yes, a massive base.
Quite a few stories tall, that one.
Yes. Yeah, you need space for that one.
But yeah, we can see we're inside the Harkonnen structure. We're going to see it from the outside also. And we can take a look at the unique Harkonnen decorations. So, for example, straight ahead here, I have a little bedroom. You can see bed, and the style is very different.
Very dark.
Yes.
It is.
But it has a lot of unique details.
More
And the-
rounder shapes.
It's
Yes.
just more organic. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
much
while
more.
the Atreides one is very
Yeah.
like military, very like edges and
So a little office here, and on the left, put in a few more lights with.
That may be something they end up doing
holograms
long term,
and like a
Phantom.
dining area
I
in
know
here.
they
So
have.
you see, it has a fully fledged.
That may already be
set
in
of
Phantom, to be honest with
decorations.
you, because I know they have like
I think you have to. Yeah, well, you have to align with the faction.
they have
to
like
unlock these,
musics,
and then
like
you purchase them
actual
from
music
their,
for the game, like
quartermasters, right, Leo?
Yes,
and
exactly.
music
That's,
stations.
that's how it works.
Yeah.
and I think there's like a radio
Yeah.
functionality.
Way
So
up
there
the
may
ranks.
already
Take
be
a quick
something. I don't
trip outside,
know if they're going to
because,
specifically talk about it here.
Camille here, he has a
I could
Harkonnen
swear
Hornopter.
they've done a talk about it somewhere
So-
though.
That's a nice looking one.
I love that so much
Yeah.
because it actually looks like a dragonfly. It actually looks
does.
like
Yeah.
an insect. It's
And
so incredible.
You get that in the same way, right?
Yes.
Progressing through the ranks and
Yes.
Yeah, this is a
unlocking it.
faction ornithopter.
Exactly.
So they
So you
showed
can see
the
base,
they showed the
You have
Atreides
a
faction
ground
ornithopter.
section,
This is the
and then as you
Harkonnen
go up,
faction.
you see built up on the ledge there. I built another base basically, but they're all connected.
This guy
If you
has a
keep to the
badass
same
job, by the
grid,
way. He
you
just
can
builds
connect over
structures
big
for his
areas
day
and
job.
vertically.
That's
this
a
is
lot of
just-
fun.
It's a tip to if you're when you're building, just keep on the same grid, keep everything connected, and it will all match up. So you can see the unique round pieces here of the Harkonnen. Yeah, those decorated, those big heads are really awesome.
I agree.
And the gate with the huge face. You can see
There you
there.
go, Steph.
Yeah, this is an
hibernation
amazing
for a month
looking
playing
base.
Dune Awakening
is,
when it goes
though, like,
The
live.
first time I
huge.
saw it, I could hardly believe it.
Yeah, but also it's like it's so much bigger than it looks from here because
Yeah.
you're like really outside in the ornithopter, and it's actually really
Yeah.
massive. It's super massive.
But this shows you can really be creative here,
Yes.
find a cool place, start building, and especially if you get into building, if you get a bit, experienced, you can do this in not too long. Like if you have the resources, I can build this in maybe a day and maybe a little bit more, but you
Yeah.
can build it quite quickly.
And it's really
Well, you're very
tailored here.
experienced as well. Yeah.
I have built, it has helped building, dozens of cities in Conan Exiles.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's still, it's a thrill always to build in Dune Awakening, I think.
Talking about creativity, we have actually done a call to action in our internal beta, and we asked everyone really, we asked everyone in the beta to send us their buildings. So we're gonna do a contest now where Twitch chat, unfortunately, our bot is not working on YouTube for whatever reason, we apologize for that, but Twitch can vote. We will show you. We picked 5
What's up,
of our
Babylonia?
favorites that were submitted, and we will let you vote in chat. The first prize will get a Ultimate Edition for Dune Awakening, and the 4 runner-ups will
That
all
doesn't
get
count
a
right now because we're not watching
deluxe
this live,
edition.
kids. Just as an FYI, this is from their live stream last week. We're watching the clipped out version.
Wait, what was that? Sorry. Yes.
So that's
So
mine
that's
again.
base
There we go.
number A. So
There we go.
There we go.
So now we go. Now we
So
have
these
it.
are player
so
built
if you want to
bases from
vote,
the
you do
beta.
exclamation mark A, B, C, D, or E in chat, and then you
You're okay,
vote for that
Blanca.
specific building. But obviously, wait until we see all of them, and then start voting.
Here we have a Harkonnen
So that's a
style
Harkonnen
base.
base.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
So you can see the round shapes. It's
This is amazing.
I
Just
captured-
this view is really
I
fantastic.
captured this video yesterday, and there's lots of cool bases here, and they're really big. And just a thing to point out here, the servers are so full of bases. You see them everywhere basically. So it's really awesome to see how much people are building.
Also,
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that we have actually mostly judged by the look from the outside, plus also accessibility, how it will kind of work in the setup and everything, how it was built in the terrain, because we didn't really have as much, what is it called? We didn't
Focus on the
focus
interior.
that much on interior because not everyone had access to those. So we apologize for that in advance, and we definitely have more opportunities
That's
down
interesting.
the line. So here we have another Atreides space.
Yeah, and Submission B here has built a long wall similar to what I did for the Atreides space. You can
Yes.
get like a really nice view, like overhanging the edge. And yeah, it's pretty big also this. And you can see the unique Atreides pieces. It's really cool to see how creative the players are. And
Absolutely.
and as you know, after launch, we'll just see
I
more
like
and more.
C. It's
Also
the
this
best so
one,
far.
A
That's a great
fantastic
looking one.
point.
Yeah.
A fantastic point as well to choose for your building because it has such an amazing view from up there.
Yeah. And this is showing how you can use even the
Beautiful.
angular pieces to make a bit more organic shapes on a larger scale, right? Which they clearly have done here.
In this base, they've actually combined a little bit of Harkonnen with Atreides.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, which is possible if you.
Oh, I see it
if
down
you,
there in the center
If you
ring.
portray one
Yeah.
faction.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is built in the Udam, so it's a very creative.
It's
region
not
there.
bad.
Also this one, obviously maybe hard to tell which faction this is for.
Yeah.
The eagle here is quite
It's
stunning.
a little bit
I
of a
think.
giveaway, yeah.
Yeah.
regarding
The Atreides
what
Hawk, I
faction
mean,
that
yeah.
is. It's very cool.
It's cool. This one has a good interior also, this base. So I
Yes.
did a capture here going up, showing off a little bit here.
You see that a little
Some
bit.
great balconies here too.
Yeah.
It's just a really great usage of the space as well. And here we have another Harkonnen one.
That's a
But
giant
the huge
hanger, man.
garage there, it looks
Yeah,
like as
big
well.
garage.
That's
really
nice.
flythopters in
Yeah.
there.
That's
It's
great.
like you can actually fit the carrier into that one.
This is built in the very corner of the shield wall, and there you can see a really nice interior there.
I'm going for C personally. I
So
think C was the
It-
coolest
yeah, it's a
one.
huge base. The tower is staggeringly tall.
Oh yeah.
And this is, remember, if you just increase your base, the land size
I mean, to
vertically,
build
you
something
can keep
like
on
he
building
said,
it.
oh, I could build it in a day.
So,
Yeah, but he's got
as
years
I mentioned, we have
of building
actually chosen
experience.
5
Someone like me, that's
that
going
we
to take me
showed
months
you
to build
now,
something.
but we also want to show you some of the honorable mentions that we really liked as well, but they didn't make it into the top 5. This is fantastic as well.
Yeah,
It's very creative.
very
Pineapple.
spiky. Yeah.
It's like a
Wasn't that like, there
pineapple.
was a little thing that I think Ignacy wanted to put on this. It's like, is this the fit?
Best
There we go.
pizza
Yeah.
topping.
Favorite
There we go.
pizza topping.
I was
I
literally
took
saying pineapple. That's
That's
hilarious.
great.
Perfect. Favorite pizza topping? There is no discussion.
Oh, look
Pineapple
at
on
that.
some pizza.
Yeah, this
This
is-
is really cool
it-
too.
yeah,
Very
it-
creative.
It's built with Atreides pillar foundations to make this sort of lattice work here.
I
It's
love
very
that.
creative.
I love that a lot. as
Just a
well.
bit of a cage feeling to
It
it.
shows you
Yeah.
can just go nuts if you want to.
And this one, of
Yes.
course.
Oh, wow.
Like the scorpion.
The scorpion
yes.
build.
It's
Yeah.
just absolutely crazy. Like,
It's really
That's
cool.
very creative.
and
Yeah.
that's like the beta testers. Imagine once the game releases and we have like
That's
maybe
incredible.
millions, I don't know,
Yeah,
people playing
there was
it,
a
but
lot
it's
of-
like I just can't wait to
It's
see
gonna be
what
intense.
players will create. I mean, this is just
This one I hear is a dedicated toilet. Yes. So I did take the photo myself there.
that's amazing.
So
That's
Love it.
nice for the
Oh, they got a
passerby,
worm.
right?
Yeah.
yes.
And then a little homage to Shai Hulud, obviously. Also absolutely fantastic, so creative.
Yeah, it's really cool.
After being eaten too many times.
Yeah, I know. It's
Please
just
not
like,
again. I'll build a statue.
It's like a prayer thing. It's
Yeah.
like if I'm. All right, so we are closing the poll in a few seconds, and it seems we have a
Merci.
clear winner actually. Yeah.
Yep,
So it
everybody
looks like
create their own house, Gustav.
Let's see.
Do we have the
What's
results?
Oh,
the
that's probably my
seconds?
Xbox turning off behind the scenes.
I wonder who it is.
46% for option C. Can we show that again?
Oh,
Maybe?
wow.
That's the pineapple.
Yeah, so C is the base built in Odam. This
There
one.
we
There we
go.
go.
Congratulations
Nice.
to option
Yeah, that's a
C,
great
who
base.
won
It's a really good
an
one.
ultimate edition of Dune Awakening. And everyone else in those top 5, like the 4 runner-ups, will get a deluxe edition as well. So thank you so much.
Oh, nice. So
And
they gave deluxe
also,
editions
we
away too.
have a surprise for the honorable mentions. They will all get a standard edition as well.
Oh, cool.
Plus,
Well, congratulations,
A
everybody
little
who won
surprise
free
for
copies.
everyone in the beta who has submitted a build who didn't make it into the stream. We have a little surprise for you as well. More on that in the Discord though. There will be a message for you later.
A small comment on the winner there. It was a lot of decorated interiors also, so
Yes.
that base had the builder had really put effort in here.
Yes, I'm actually, I mean, obviously I'm a little bit sad that we couldn't put more weight on interior design, but it was just not fair to the ones who didn't have those unlocked. So we couldn't really do that. Again, as I mentioned, you'll have more opportunities, but some of the interior designs that we saw in the submissions are absolutely mind-blowing. And maybe we will probably have, I would assume we will have a post sometime down the line where we show those buildings a little bit more and also like show some of the interior design. I think that would be very cool. But yes, I think we can wrap up the building segment here. Leo and Torikil, thank you so very much for being here and talk to us about building. And we are going into the next segment, which is story and
Well, we watched the story video yesterday, so for those of you who didn't catch that, you can watch that from yesterday's coverage. I'm going to go ahead and timestamp this. This will get clipped out on YouTube. Follow along, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. I've got a bunch of links down below to my Dune Awakening playlist, including a bunch of beginner's guides and preview content from the beta preview event that I participated in April. Plus, of course, I've been in the closed beta for a while, so I've got quite a bit of coverage, and I will be playing the game when it comes out, so check all that stuff out. We also play a ton of other games, though, so hopefully you see everything that we do here on the channel, and I'll see you in the next live stream, which kicks off every single morning at around 5 a.m. Central on YouTube and Twitch. Now, for everybody else in the stream, we're going to be moving on to the trivia stuff For those of you who want a chance to earn some keys to the beta weekend, which is coming up this weekend on the 9th to the 12th,